One NBA player forgot the score in the finals, another missed 4 free throws in 10 seconds, and one bad tip-out gave up one of the coldest game winners in playoff history. These are the NBA players who ruined everything in one play. Nothing tops how J.R. Smith turned one of LeBron's greatest games into one of the most painful losses ever. It all happened in Game 1 of the 2018 NBA Finals. Cavs versus Warriors, LeBron versus everybody. And I mean that literally, because Bron was out there fighting for his life. The man dropped 51 points, 51, against the Warriors in the finals on the road. That should have been an all-time win. That should have been one of those games people talk about forever. Instead, it became a meme. With the score tied at 107 and just seconds left, George Hill missed the free throw that could have won the game. J.R. Smith grabbed the rebound, and for one beautiful split second, Cavs fans thought he was about to go right back up. But no, this man dribbled away from the basket like the clock was his op. Bro ran out toward half court like the Cavs were up 2 and trying to burn clock, except they weren't up 2. The game was tied. Tied! LeBron was standing there looking like his soul just left his body. And honestly, I don't blame him, because imagine carrying your team all night, hitting impossible shot after impossible shot, and then your teammate forgets to score in the biggest moment of the year. That wasn't just a mistake. That was a legacy-changing brain freeze. But somehow, even that disaster wasn't the most painful choke on this list, because Nick Anderson turned free throws into a horror movie. Back in the 1995 NBA Finals, the Orlando Magic were trying to take Game 1 from the Rockets, and late in the fourth, they were right there, one stop away, one bucket away, one normal trip to the line away from putting the game in a body bag. Then Nick Anderson stepped up, and everything fell apart. With just seconds left, he got sent to the free throw line. All he had to do was hit 1. Not 4, not 3, not even 2, really. Just 1. One free throw and the Magic probably win the game. He missed. Okay, bad, but survivable. Then he missed again. Now people are nervous. Then he missed again. Now the whole arena is in pain. Then he missed a 4th time. 4 straight misses in the finals with the game right there. The Rockets tied it, sent the game to overtime, and won. And once that happened, you could feel the entire series change. The Magic had the better record. They had Shaq. They had Penny. They had the crowd. They had the moment. And then they had trauma. Houston went on to sweep the series, and Nick Anderson was never looked at the same again. But if you think missing free throws is rough, imagine making one bad decision that hands Robert Horry a playoff buzzer beater, because that is exactly what Vlade Divac did. 2002 Western Conference Finals, Kings versus Lakers, and Sacramento was trying to go up 3-1 on LA. Now, if you know that Kings team, you know they were nice. Weber, Bibby, Peja, Christie, Vlade, they really thought this was their year. Late in Game 4, the Kings were up 2. The Lakers got one last chance. Kobe drove. Shaq was there. The ball got knocked loose, and it bounced out toward the perimeter. At this point, all Sacramento had to do was secure it, or at the very least, knock it somewhere harmless. But Vlade tried to be smart. He tipped the ball out instead of grabbing it. Unfortunately for him, he tipped it directly to Robert Horry. And if there is one human being in NBA history you do not gift wrap a playoff shot to, it is Robert Horry. Big Shot Bob caught it, rose up, bang! Game over. The Lakers win, the building explodes, and Sacramento goes from controlling the series to staring into the abyss. But at least Vlade was trying to make a play. Charles Smith, man, that one was different. 1993 Eastern Conference Finals, Knicks versus Bulls. New York needed a basket late, and Charles Smith got the ball right under the rim. This should be automatic. You're right there. Just go up and score. Nope. He goes up, blocked. Gets it back, goes up again, blocked. Still has it, goes up again, blocked again.
Bro, it was like the basket had a force field around it. The Bulls kept swarming them. Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant. Everybody was in there turning that paint into a prison yard. And Charles Smith just kept bringing the ball down where every defender in the building could slap at it. That whole sequence lasted only a few seconds, but it felt like an hour if you were a Knicks fan, because every time it looked like he might finally get the shot off clean, somebody sent it right back. New York lost the game, and instead of going up 3-2 in the series, they let Chicago escape. And when you let Jordan escape, you're already halfway dead. The Bulls took control from there, and that one possession followed Charles Smith forever.
And then there's James Worthy, who made one pass that basically invited Gerald Henderson to become a legend. 1984 NBA Finals, Lakers versus Celtics, one of the nastiest rivalries ever. And late in Game 2, the Lakers had a chance to take total control. They were up late. The title path was right there. All they needed was one clean inbound, one smart pass, one calm decision. Instead, Worthy threw a lazy cross-court pass. Gerald Henderson read it perfectly, jumped the lane, stole it, laid it in. Tie game. Just like that, the whole arena came alive. And you already know what happens when Boston gets life in the Garden. Everything gets louder, everything gets uglier, and your piece is gone. The Celtics won in overtime, and that steal became one of the signature plays of the series. Now, to be fair, Worthy had an incredible career. Hall of Famer, great player, won a lot. But that pass, man, that pass was a gift. It's crazy how one soft decision can swing a finals game, because at that level, nobody needs much. One mistake, one loose handle, one missed rotation, one bad pass, and the other team punishes you for the next 40 years. But there's one more play we gotta talk about, because this one wasn't a bad pass, it wasn't missed free throws, and it wasn't forgetting to score. It was one of the most infamous defensive moments ever. In 2017, the Warriors were facing the Spurs in the Western Conference Finals, and San Antonio actually had them on the ropes early in Game 1. Kawhi Leonard was cooking, the Spurs were up big, and Golden State looked shaky. Then Kawhi pulled up for a jumper. Zaza Pachulia closed out and slid under him. Kawhi landed on Zaza's foot, twisted the ankle, and that was basically the end of San Antonio's real chance in the series. Once Kawhi went down, everything changed. The Spurs lost that game after leading by 25, then got swept. Now, whether you think Zaza meant to do it or not, everybody knew the result was catastrophic, because that wasn't just one player getting hurt. That was an entire series flipping in one moment. And when one play changes health, momentum, and the entire postseason bracket, people never forget it.